3 shops and then sell the shops.
That's sweet, man. That's
Yeah.
where it all starts.
Yeah. All right.
All right, everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to Questions with Quinn. I'm stoked to have you guys here. And today I am with
Kevin Campion,
That's
A-Town Park.
Heck yeah. That's it, man. I'm here with Kevin this afternoon, and owner of A-Town Skate Park, 805 Board Shop. Him and his wife are amazing pillars in the community. Super stoked to be able to have you on today, Kevin. Thanks for coming on, man. Making
I
the time.
appreciate those words. Right on.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
So
all right.
You guys, Kevin, you guys have been in the business for how long have you guys been in the business for?
I opened my first, it was a surf shop, honestly. We had skate, but it was really wetsuits and boards in 1984.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys have been in the business for a while, man.
over 40 years.
Nice.
Yeah. And I got my grandma got me my first skateboard in 1966.
Nice.
So I was riding clay wheels.
Nice.
So,
yeah, the old shapes and everything.
Yeah,
and
so I'm not pretending I'm a kid. I mean, I'm definitely officially old guy now.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Still having a good time.
Still get out there, man.
Yeah, still having a good time.
Nice. And
yeah.
And what is it, Kevin, that you and your wife feel like drew you guys to the skate park board shop thing? How did you guys fall into that or get into that? Did you grow up in it, or?
Well, I met Andrea after opening Marin Surf Sports, which is a shop that was up in Mill Valley. That was my first shop. I just, first of all, kids are the center for me. You know, that's the hub of my wheel is kids. And so for 40 years plus, I've been dragging skateboard ramps out in church parking lots and doing, before that, while I was still in college, I coached a year-round swim club, all kids, sent some kids to nationals. I mean, had some good success working with kids. And before that, I started at 14 years old teaching swimming while I was competing as an athlete. So it's just, I'm one of 6 kids. Yeah. My house was the hub in the community for wayward kids. My parents were golden as far as serving community themselves. So it's just kind of genetic. I just feel that all of our legacy should be how we invest in our community. And the most important part of how we invest in our community is bringing kids up.
Yeah.
And we're looking at a society that has less and less resources and less time and energy for kids. Anyway, A-Town, the way I landed here was I was working with a guy named Austin Miller, who's a local good guy. He came along the city of Atascadero and offered to partner with the city because we had an earthquake about a little over 20 years ago that damaged our city hall in Atascadero. It was red tagged, and then some other buildings around it as well. And the printery building got red tagged where a little skate park was immediately adjacent to it. So the skate park was shut down at the same time.
Right.
So all of a sudden, no resources for kids. FEMA money came in, city worked, shuffled things around. This building, which is about 10,000 square feet originally, was a teen center. It was originally purchased by the city. And it was the very beginning of the teen center when that earthquake took place. And long story short, the teen center got built on the other side of the softball fields. This building was available, and my friend Austin approached the city and being the good guy that he is, he said that he would provide resources and get this spinning and also cover the operational costs day to day to provide this for the community, which was incredibly generous on his part.
Yeah.
And during that time, he and I were working together on a nonprofit locally called 7-1, which was based on Galatians 5:1, an effort to create relevance for the preteen and teenager in the Christian bookstore market. And that's based on Galatians, the freedom to believe message. So I jumped on board with that because my background's manufacturing, retail, skate and surf industry, and our interest was providing products like skateboards and backpacks and ball caps, a whole section in a Christian bookstore that would appeal to a teenager that's going in there with a parent or a grandparent that's
Right.
shopping for a new Bible.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
And we were successful. And during the process, we opened like 140 doors nationwide. It was
Nice.
a cool gig. And I did most of the manufacturing. I traveled to Asia and just kind of was the liaison with that part of that business, was in that we were creating products. Well, during that time, Austin had taken this project on, and so it landed on my lap because I was GM of kind of all the stuff spinning around. And then, somewhat abruptly, Austin went on to some other projects that were pressing and of interest to him. And this was left kind of to the employees that he had placed in here to run, and it was neglected.
Yeah.
I'll keep it as positive as I can, and becoming a problem, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my son was just coming up. He was 10 years old and beautiful skateboarder. I mean, artistic, like pro quality skateboarder.
Yeah.
And so we were coming in here, and it it needed the whip cracked.
Yeah.
It needed some boundaries established.
Right.
It needed to be a safer place.
Sure.
So I got asked, and I just ended up falling into it. And that was about 20 years ago. And my wife and I have been doing this, serving community, not getting paid. And proud of it because the place is beautiful. The city's been a great partner. And our mission is loud and clear. We're serving 8 to 12-year-old kids primarily.
Nice.
We serve everybody. But if you come in here and disrespect a kid that's, that needs to be here because his folks are at work or whatever, then you're not welcome.
Yeah.
We run a really tight ship, and everybody has to wear a helmet, and we have to have waivers from every person that comes in. There's a lot of boundaries in order to keep a staff facility like this open, and there's almost none left. Nationwide, maybe that many. Maybe a public-private sector partnership like this one, maybe zero.
Yeah.
This might be the only one left. And it's not easy. We have to renew our insurance every year.
Yeah.
Every year we start over from scratch and battle, and we're still here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I think that's great. And so this skate park came before 805 Board Shop.
Oh, way
so
before.
You were here doing this, established in this.
Yeah. No, I had 3 stores up in the Bay Area, and 25 years ago, I told you about the AT&T spot that I got lucky and landed a contract with AT&T and did some Hollywood stuff and got paid. And I grew from 1 store to 3 stores, and then got lucky enough to where someone wanted to buy my stores. I had a couple babies, and I said,
yeah, for sure.
I had 25 employees, and I was juggling and
No
trying to keep things spinning. It was a blessing. So I went through a couple-year buyout. And at the end of that, had an opportunity to relocate here on the Central Coast and help run a surf industry-based company out of San Luis Obispo that was doing some manufacturing, and they needed kind of the skill set that I had acquired over all my years of running my stores. So I came down here and jumped in on that project and brought with me a federal trademark called Poor Boy. Poor Boy USA was a skateboard brand based kind of out of San Francisco originally. And we had a team, and, we were doing, wood and components. And so this company out of SLO that I came down on a contract to help, I ended up contributing Poor Boy and ended up becoming a principal of that company.
Yeah.
And we did that for a little less than 10 years and sold it. And it went to some guys in Utah that we're doing something similar. And then I'm like, what am I going to do? I was second time retired, I'm in my 40s. I got kids at home. And
sure.
My wife, Andre, was doing great. She was running VAS Entertainment, which was in SLO, and it was it was doing DVDs and when that stuff was super hot.
Yeah.
And so I started a marketing and rep group. I worked for brands like Globe and Tumietos Toy Machine Foundation, and then surf brands, Sandals and Sun Care. I mean, and I would drive Central Coast to Northern California, all the way to the Oregon border, and do window build outs and write shoe orders and whatever it took, and I did that for a number of years.
Yeah.
And that's how I met Austin, because he had a shop here in town named Mobley's. I was walking in there selling him eyewear. I was working for Foster Grant at one point as well. And we became buddies, and he saw that I had background in all this and I could help guide him. So I kind of became, I don't know, his right hand man for a while, and then I kind of took things over. And ultimately, 805 Board Shop, if you look at it, there's remnants from Mobley's in Austin as far as cases and so forth in there. I could have opened a shop as soon as I got to town,
Right.
you know,
Right.
years ago, but there was always something going on here as far as industry, and you don't just open a shop across the street
Right.
from someone that's
Right.
trying to make a living. So then came the opportunity where there was a little shop in town, the only one, and the owner of the shop, this buddy of mine named Ryan, approached me and said, you know, I'd love to sell you my shop.
Sure. Sure.
And I was repping, and that's how we knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter was interested in managing that shop and had gotten involved with it. And so I ended up with 805 Board Shop.
Nice.
I've been doing that for a little over 10 years now.
Nice.
Yeah, and I love it. It's a beautiful store. It's right downtown. And if these folks that are watching this haven't been there, it's got one of the coolest skateboard collections on the Central Coast for sure, and maybe that you'll ever see. I mean, it kind of does a span from a block of wood with steel wheels from 1950 that came out of a basement in San Francisco and runs all the way into like the mid 90s when everything kind of started looking like popsicle sticks and the same.
Yeah.
And kind of catches a little bit of the whole history, and it's a well done display, and it's worth a look. So
yeah,
keep that in mind.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's awesome, Kevin. So you really know the history then of skateboarding and what it's come to be now, and studied, you know, the Tony Avila and
Alva,
you know,
yeah.
Alva.
Yeah, it's all good.
You know,
yeah, no, I've pretty much met all the boys. I've been just about to every venue. I got a brother that has been in it pretty much as long as I have, and he owns Santa Cruz Boardroom on 41st Avenue. And we've kind of walked side by side for years.
Yeah.
And he basically, I was just up there. He ran a skateboard contest in the vacant Sears building.
Oh yeah,
in the Capitola Mall, and it was one of the most incredible contests I think maybe in history. And we filmed it because we're currently we're just entering the editing phase, but we're currently doing a documentary on the story here about A-Town Park that we're going to try to share worldwide, and not with any accolades or flags that I'm flying, anything about me, but about a city like Atascadero coming alongside some older middle-aged dude that's got some time on his hands, and together providing the resource like this that actually creates boundaries and teaches kids manners and provides bandages and coaching and mentoring and a safe place to develop new friendships.
Yeah.
And I want to mention this, produces world champions. I mean, this is an athletic training facility. When people come in, it's one of the things that I share with them. This is not a playground. You're not sliding on your butt on my ramps. You're treating it with respect, because you can get hurt here. There's a lot of rules as far as not getting hurt here. Wearing a helmet's mandatory here. We get a lot of pushback from older dudes that are cool guys and think that helmets aren't cool, and therefore bag on this place, thinking that it's less than appropriate for their vibes, whatever. That's fine, because I tell them when they're coming in the door, I'm here for 8 to 12-year-olds. Kids are what I care about, and you're welcome here as long as you're a good uncle. And if they come in and they're not operating with aloha, then they either learn it really quick, or they're going to find somewhere else to ride. And the cool thing is, on the Central Coast, there's 7 great facilities within a short drive, and most of these guys are driving up anyway. So if they don't want to wear a helmet, if they want to drink their beers, if they want to, you know, be tough guys or whatever, there's other places to go. This isn't the spot.
And that's really the goal here, Kevin, is with the kids. I mean, your heart is with the youth, you know, the
100%.
youth and you know, the kids who need a place to go. And I think that's so cool, and I think that's awesome that you do that differently than a lot of other skate parks, you know, or business owners that run similar establishments. And and so for you and your wife, you know, you guys have been doing this for quite a while, which is awesome, man. Coming here to Atascadero and being here, was there ever a moment in your guys' careers and in your guys' establishment where you're like, man, you almost threw in the towel and you're like, I don't know if we can do this?
Oh, man.
If so, what was it that kept you guys going?
Well, I mean, this thing was dark and dirty when we took it over. It was it needed a lot of work. It was like a canvas that had some beautiful color on it, but lacked organization and message.
Mm.
You know, it took a lot of work. It took 5 years. So I've been doing this 20.
Mm-hmm.
5 years I supported it.
Right.
It took 5 years of putting money out of my
Wow.
pocket on the table
Yeah.
to keep this as a resource to the community.
100%.
At about 5 years, because of the pro shop and the birthday parties and you know, a little bit of concessions and the stuff we do, you
Sure.
know, it started balancing out.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about this place is a kid can ride here all day for $3
Nice.
during the summer,
Yeah.
right? After school program's free.
Nice.
Any day that school's in session, if you're a student, you can ride free after
Yeah.
school.
Nice.
Not the whole time we're open, but for a couple hours.
Sure.
For free.
Nice.
You know, and that's always been the mission is we haven't pulled a dime out of this. My wife and I aren't in this to get paid. We're in this for the example that kids need to see in order for themselves to be successful.
Mm.
So the way we walk, we try to follow footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
We don't preach. We don't pull out the podium. We don't exploit this in any way other than teaching kids how to be good citizens.
Mm.
And we're successful doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been honored. I've been Citizen of the Year. I've got letters from senators on the
Nice.
wall. People dig this place and express their appreciation constantly for it.
Right.
And that's incredible. I
Yeah.
mean, that's way better than a few
Yeah.
bucks in my pocket anyway.
Oh, for
you know?
sure.
And the best thing is, and I say this all the time, but the best thing is that I got best friends. I'm an old dude. I got best friends that are maybe 8 and 10 years old, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
for real. I mean, kids that I deeply, deeply treasure my relationship with as far as friends go. And I have a hard time walking through downtown without a lot of high fives
Yeah.
and people yelling out their car windows at me and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
too. And that puts a smile on my face nonstop too.
Yeah.
So I'm like the richest guy in town, you
Nice.
know, and I'm really proud of what we do here. I want to look at this camera for a second and I want to say something.
Yeah, go for
Alright.
it, man.
So those of you that have been listening to this, what we tell people when they come here is that it's not about what you ride. It's about how you ride. That is the slogan here. And we hammer that. Anyone that shows up here on rollerblades or skateboards or scooters, I don't know, those single-wheeled, whatever.
Yeah.
As long as our insurance allows it, we're cool with it. But you got to be cool with everybody else that's here too. And you're not better for what you ride ever here at A-Town Park. That's a really important lesson that we teach. And we teach people how to leave here and go to other parks and assimilate successfully. We talk about flow. We talk about how to handle that guy that maybe is less than pleasant and maybe likes to stick an elbow out or give you stink eye when you're crossing the park. We teach those things so that kids are more successful when they enter society outside of here. So that's the mission of what we do here.
That's the mission, man. I
Yeah.
mean, how else could you sum that up? That's awesome.
Yeah,
And-
that's what's up.
And I believe, Kevin, for you and your wife, you know, if you guys look back at A-Town Skate Park, 805 Board Shop, years down the road, that's what you guys want the impact to be in the community.
Yeah.
Is the youth and, you know, the people
Right.
and the positivity. And I think that's awesome, man. I think that's awesome. And
I appreciate that.
you guys are gonna keep growing. And
Well, none of us are here forever.
yeah.
You know, I mean, my dad used to say, "We're only here for a minute." You know, I mean, it's really, this is we got a chance,
Right.
but it's a minute.
Right.
It's, you know, we don't have the luxury of this endless amount of time,
Right.
and I'm not gonna be able to do this forever.
Yeah.
But by setting something up that has a solid foundation, it could perhaps go forever.
Yeah.
And the city is an amazing partner, and it's been generational with the city. I've gone through staff member after staff member. The leadership's constantly changing. Employees are constantly jumping to other communities, you know, and so it's a revolving door, and that's just the nature of, you know, city government. But at the same time, this city has uniquely shown a respect and a love for what this is producing as far as for its constituents, and I'm really proud of that. That's
Super
good
cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
We're doing a documentary on it, and it's going to be out soon.
Sweet.
And maybe we'll circle back around when we get that project close to finish. In fact, maybe some of this interview might end up in the project.
That'd be awesome, man.
That's a distinct
Heck yeah.
possibility because it's the real deal. This documentary should
Nice.
reach millions of people. That's our goal.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Man, there's so much more behind the scenes, and
Yeah.
that's so cool. It's more than just a skate park. It's more than just a a place for people to come to. But man, you guys are really doing some awesome things, man, that are deeper than what people might see and think. And that's why I wanted to have you on. And so, what would you tell Kevin? Anybody who's thinking about starting a similar business, a similar establishment, they have a heart for something like this, and they want to get started in it, whether it's here in the 805 or somewhere else on California or wherever. What would you tell them? What would your advice be to somebody wanting to get into it?
Well, I think the reason we're still here after 20 years, foremost, is the city of Atascadero. So the public sector partnership, I think, is key to long-term success. I've seen so many guys over so many years that have the same heart for this that I do, as far as providing this arena for athletes to celebrate their art, and they last 2 or 3 years, and then they're bankrupt. They can't do it anymore because, like I said, I funded this for 5 years. How many people can do that? It's tough. So foremost would be the foundation that you build before you step into and start doing day to day. And that foundation should be partnership. It should be someone that's really well funded, that maybe can be the patriarch, or the angel, is that term. It could be the public sector that has a building that's sitting idle, that they potentially would love to see, tourism be generated. And I mean, I've got people coming to A-Town Park, that square bowl over in the corner. I had a guy show up from Australia and say, I came all the way from Australia because that square bowl is my favorite. I'm not kidding.
So cool.
And we host contests and events, and we fill hotel rooms, and all those elements are foundational to the city seeing it as a resource that they want in their community. So it's not easy, and that's what this documentary is about. Is I want to share my experience worldwide. I want to educate civic leaders about the potential of this in their communities. I mean, we stood out back and our current mayor was interviewed in front of cameras, and it will be part of this documentary. And what he said is priceless. Charles Bourbeau, he spoke about how much this has brought to this community. And he says it where I'm less than comfortable saying it, but it's super important that we provide for our kids. And everything that we're doing politically right now is taking away from our kids. Food programs at school, after school programs, single parent resources. We're just hacking and chopping away at the foundation by which families can be successful. And we need to address that. 100%. And this is part of why. And I hope that this documentary inspires people maybe to think about that.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. I love that. And what do you guys open? Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Every day.
Every day?
It's 7 days a week. I mean, ironically, today is the first day that we posted last night. We're locking it down because we've got this heat wave that's somewhat crazy. Yeah. And so there's heat warnings throughout the county right now.
Right.
So we don't have air conditioning. We do have insulation, and we got that big fan right there, but we need to respect the kids are being athletes in here, and we don't want them overheating. There's only so much we can do.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're taking a day off today, but normally 7 days a week, except for maybe, Christmas and New Year's.
Sure.
And usually it's a minimum of a 4 to 5 hour session, and kids are either free or paying like $3 to ride the whole time.
Heck yeah.
It's not about what's in the pocket at all.
Yeah. I love that. Well, cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, Kevin. Super stoked to hear about it, man. There you guys go. Kevin, owner of 805 Board Shop, A-Town Skate Park. If you guys want to stop by, this is the man. If you have questions for him, come by. Skate, scoot, whatever, hang out, have a good time. And Kevin, man, we appreciate what you're doing for the community.
Yeah. Awesome. So just so you guys know, we took the skate out of the name. It's A-Town Park because we want everyone to feel welcome here. And you can find us on the city's website. You can find us at atownpark.com, or you can find us on both Instagram and Facebook. So stay in touch. We offer a lot of events, contests, and just fun times. So be a part of it. Thank you.
Have your birthday party here. Why not?
Peace out.
Awesome. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, bro.
Cool.
That was killer.
Sweet, man. Heck yeah.
That might have been too much. You probably have to